Mr. Raskin, take this one because you finished up in the last point. You were shaking your head when he said this is a move to the right. Why?
Well, it clearly is. There's a 5-4 decision. The Supreme Court decided to reach out to wipe out decades of campaign finance law when it had never even been raised by the party in the case, Citizens United. They had to go back and rebrief the case and re-argue the case because the court itself, sua sponte, meaning of its own volition, decided to raise the question of whether or not to topple 4 or 5 major Supreme Court landmark decisions. But look, your point is absolutely right on, and there are things that can be done. The first thing is, in the past, when corporations have gotten out of control, we've amended the Constitution. The 17th Amendment to the Constitution, adopted in 1913, gave us direct election of U.S. senators because, as the progressives and populists said, we were getting corporation senators. The big corporations were going to the state legislatures and bribing the legislators to get their people elected to go to Washington. We need to amend the Constitution to say that political expression, political free speech is for people, it's not for corporations. You can go to freespeechforpeople.org if you're interested in that. The second thing is Congress should say right now, if you're a federal contractor, you get federal money or you get federal bailout money, you cannot put any of that money into federal election races, and Congress can do that today. And finally, the people, consumers and shareholders should start a mass movement to demand that corporations adopt policies that either they don't get involved in political races, or if they do, they get a full vote of the shareholders first. And if you're opposed to that, if you don't want the shareholders to vote first, you're not standing up for the rights of corporations, even if you think that they're like people. You're standing up for the rights of corporate executives or CEOs. What about the shareholders, the people whose money's at stake? Are we going to end up with Democratic corporations and Republican corporations, and you eat here and I eat there based on where they're going to end up giving their money? And this is a really dangerous, polarizing decision in that way.
Well, I find there's a lot of hyperbole.